Hello and welcome to Basic Bits and Pieces Biology Lesson 4. In today's lesson we're going to be talking about the differences between invertebrates and vertebrates. We're also going to be talking about some basic rules of biology, observation, and experimentation as far as ethics and safety. So let's go ahead and get started. So biology is the study of life. And when we see how amazing life is, be it a single cell or an animal or a plant or a multicellular organism, a complex organism such as a human, we need to treat all life with kindness and responsibility. This means that we don't neglect animal life. We do not purposely neglect anything that's living. We want to make sure that no unnecessary harm comes to animals, to humans. We want to make sure that we do not neglect them. We give them water, we give them care, comfort, nutrition, hydration, habitat, and freedom when we can. We don't want to abuse them. We don't want to do anything to them that could negatively impact them in any way, because these are living creatures and they depend on us for their livelihood. And so as we're observing them, we should ensure their safety, we should ensure their care and comfort, and if we do not need to harm them, we should not harm them. However, there are times that we may need to dissect a creature, and so we need to respect that these specimens were once living. These specimens were alive, and they had purpose. They had dignity, and so we need to treat the specimens that we dissect with the dignity that is deserving of a living creature. We need to be patient when we dissect. Dissecting helps us to learn things about animals, or about humans, about plants, that we wouldn't know before. One reason that someone might dissect often is when you're in school, to become a doctor, you may dissect often so that you understand how deeply to make an incision and where organs are placed, so that when you become a surgeon later on, you do not harm your patients. And so dissection has its purposes. And dissecting when you are in grade school and in middle school and in high school helps you to become acclimated with the process. It helps to establish why we dissect. It helps to show us the safety around dissection. It also helps to get over the yuck factor, because of course when we dissect we take a creature that has died and we try to identify the organs or the systems. We try to understand how it worked, and so dissecting is important, but it is also something that we need to only do in the circumstances of learning. We need to be patient while we're doing it. We're not trying to race anyone. The tools for dissection are very sharp. They can be very dangerous if you do not use them properly, so we want to make sure that we maintain safety first and foremost, and we remember that these specimens were living creatures and that they deserve our respect. Alright, so we're going to review quickly the taxa, which are the domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. And right now we're talking about the kingdom of Animalia inside our lessons. And remember, there are within Animalia there are many phylum. There are many phyla, and we're going to be talking about the difference between invertebrates and vertebrates. So a vertebrate has a backbone. It has a central nervous system with a backbone, and an invertebrate does not have a backbone. And so that's how you can kind of remember the differences. Does it have a backbone? A true backbone? Or does it not? So, all vertebrae are chordata. Remember, this is a phyla, and they have either during their development or once they're fully developed, they have a notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, phalangeal slits, and a postanal tail. Now, again, this can be during development, or it can be today. So, when you look at this, this pretty much describes a fish. Like, when we think of a vertebrae, you can think of a fish with a backbone. But humans are vertebrae. Now, we don't have a postanal tail that's visible when we are adults, but when we are developing embryos, we do. We don't have the phalangeal slits when we are adults. We have them when we're embryos, though. And so these are the characteristics that in some stage of development all chordata have. So classes of vertebrates include fish, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, and birds. And so, once again, if you think you have a backbone, and the backbone has a nervous system, then you are probably a vertebrate. Now, fish are one of the classes of vertebrates, and they have backbones, fins, scales, they live in water, and they're cold-blooded, and they have gills, and the gills help them to breathe. And that is all we have for today. And so you have a basic introduction to one of the classes of the chordata, and we discussed respect of all living things. And so keep up the good work with your biology lessons, and have a great day.